Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Salma Ayu Belkis with my student's number is 2021222027 from class A statistics. Today I will discuss about tutorial how to find some of the most common and popular, that is the measure of central tendencies, the measure of the variability, and how to draw a polygon graphic that deal with statistics. And I'm just telling you how to find them easily on Excel, because now I'm sure many of you know how to do this by hand or by calculator, but let's be realistic and imagine you have 70, even 100 values who want to actually sit there learning by a hand or title fitting in a calculator. So this is going to teach you how to do it very quickly, very easily, just with a few clicks, and you should have everything you need. Well, without any further ado, let's get started. So let's look at the questions. Here are presented some data values that are still random, and the questions are, we have to look for the value of the measure of central tendency, namely the mean, median, and mode, and also the measure of variability, that is range, quartile, variance, and standard deviations. Finally, we have to draw a polygon graphic from the data. Well, first of all, you have a set of data obviously. So have your data in one column, but before we put the data into the column, we must first sort it from the smallest value to the highest to make it easier for us to calculate the frequency of each value. Alright, we have to copy paste the data. Well, it's done. I sorted them using the symbol and clicked on the symbol A to Z. It means that they are sorted from smallest to the highest value. Next, we create a frequency table, which contains number, column X, that is column for each value data, column F is the frequency of each value, and column Fx, that is the sum of the multiplication between the values and frequencies. The first thing we look for is a measure of central tendencies. To be precise, namely the mean, median, and mode. Well, we enter all representative data values into column X from 50, 54, 58, etc. Well, it's done. Then, before we fill in this frequency column, we must calculate the frequency of each values. Because in here, the value of 50 is just 1, so we type in frequency is 1. Next, we click the value of 54 and drag the cell of 54 down to the column whose value is equal to 54. So, the value of 54 is 2. Why do I know frequency of 54 without calculating it? Because I see from this description at the bottom of Excel, that is count. So, the same way for all the values. Alright, after all the frequency of each data have already known, we will fill column Fx, which is the multiplication between column X and column F of each data values. Well, we click this cell and type equal to sign, then click this cell of frequency of 50, type an asterisk like this, and click this cell of 50, and then enter. So the result appears, and drag the ends of this cell so that they all get the result of Fx. No need to be complicated like a manual, right? Well, after that, we add this all up to make a sum of values by typing equal sign, sum and clicking the first fx value to the last value and enter. Well, the result appears, that is 15,474. And finally, to find the mean, that is the sum of values divided by the number of values. For the formula is type equal to sign. Click the total of this fx and type a slash of 70, or it means that divided by 70 because the value of 70 is the number of the values atau jumlah keseluruhan nilai data. Then the result of the mean appears, which is 78.2. Actually, to find the mean in Excel, you don't need to look for the frequency. You can directly click on this cell, equal sign, average, start parenthesis, then you select or you put all of the data. Just click the first cell and drag down to last cell, and then close parenthesis. Click enter. There's your mean. Now Excel recognizes mean is average, but we are looking for this frequency only to find out in more detail what the mean consists of. Alright, for median, you do the same way with the mean. So let's go ahead to that. Go back out to your formula. Type equal sign, median, start parenthesis. You're going to select all of your data and parenthesis, then enter. There is your median. It is 79. Now for mode, equal sign, type mode, start parenthesis, select all of your data, then close with parenthesis, enter. So the result of mode is 80. Finally, we have found the measure of central tendencies, namely mean, that is 78.2, median is 79, and then mode is 80. Next, we are looking for measure of variability, that is range, quartile, variance, and standard deviation. First, we find out the range. For the range, we must know the maximum and minimum of the data. Just click your formula bar, click equal sign, type max in, that is maximum, start your parenthesis, and select all of your data in this column. Then close with parenthesis. Enter. The maximum value appears, that is 100. It's same way as maximum for the formula of minimum. Click equal sign, type mean, start your parenthesis, and select all of your data in this column. Close with parenthesis. And enter. There's your minimum. It is 50. So after the minimum and maximum there have been results, we are looking for range. The formula is equal sign. Click the result of maximum, type your minus sign, then click your minimum result, enter. Well, the range is 50. So that's how you do that. There is no formula for the range. Just click equal, click your maximum, minus sign, minimum result, and then your range will come out. Next, we are looking for the quartile. There are 3 in the quartile. Wait a minute. I want to write the first quartile, the second quartile, and then the third quartile. Alright, so to find the first quartile, we use the formula, namely equal sign, type in quartile, open parenthesis, and select all of the data and use semicolon. Type 1 because it is the first quartile, so we type in as 1. Then enter. So the result of the first quartile appears, which is 70.5. For the second and the third quartile, the formula is the same, only replaced by the back. So the second quartile formula is equal sign, type in quartile, open parenthesis, and select all of your data. Then use semicolon, type 2, enter, and the result appears, that is 79. Or we can directly take the median value because the second quartile is the same as the median, that is middle value, which is 79. And for the quartile 3 or the third quartile, type equal sign, type quartile in, open parenthesis, select all of your data, and use semicolon. Type 3, enter, and the result of the third quartile is 88. Alright, next we will find the interquartile, that is subtracting the third quartile from the first quartile. So for the formula is equal sign, click the column cell third quartile, then type minus sign, click the first quartile, enter. So the result of the interquartile is 17.5. Well everyone, before we proceed to calculate the variance and standard deviation, we will add 3 columns to the frequency table, namely the x minus mean, and then x minus mean squared, and the last is fx minus mean squared columns. So it is all only used to find the variance and standard deviation for manual, and I wrote it as a comparison between manual and Excel method. Well, here we will look for the column x minus mean. Now the x is already known, namely the values from the data or each values from the data. Then the mean is known, which is 78.2. Next, enter the formula, namely equal sign, click the cell of x, minus sign, then click the mean, enter, and the result appears. Then drag the end of this cell, so the x minus mean values of each data appear. After that, we look for x minus mean squared of each data. Since the x minus mean is already known, then we just need to multiply the x minus mean by the x minus mean using the formula equal sign. Click this x minus mean, this result of x minus mean, type asterisk sign, and click x minus mean again. Then the result appears. In the same way, we drag the end of the cell down. So the x minus mean squared values of each data appear. After all data values get the x minus mean squared, then we look for fx minus mean squared. Because there are several frequencies from each data, so it must be multiplied. We click this cell, then click equal sign, click this column, and then type asterisk sign and click this frequency column. So the result is appeared. We drag this cell to the bottom to get fx minus mean squared of all the values. Alright, after all the data get the result of fx minus mean squared, then we add up all the results of fx minus mean squared of each data values using the formula equal sign. Type sum in, open parentheses, and input all of the data of fx minus mean squared. Then the result appeared, that is 10,073.2. After that, to get the result of the variance, the formula is sum of fx minus mean divided by n minus 1. So in Excel is equal sign. Click this total of fx minus mean squared. Then type of slash sign as a sign of divided to, and type 69, that is the result of 70 minus 1. The 70 is the total of frequency from the data. Enter. Then the result appeared, that is 145.99. So in the Excel formula, to find the variance is very easy without looking at the x minus mean or fx minus mean squared, namely equal sign, type in var, open parentheses, and input all of the data. Close with the parentheses and enter. Then the result appears, that is 145.99 or 145.99, as same as the manual result. So it is so easy, right? Furthermore, for the standard deviation in Excel using the formula equal sign, type STDEV, open parentheses, input all of the data, close with parentheses, and then enter. The result is 12.08, or we can use the formula, namely equal sign, type SQRT, open parentheses, click the result of variance in here, and close with parentheses, enter. So the result appeared. Why we click the variance? Because the standard deviation is generated from the value of the variance. So remember it, everyone. The standard deviation is generated from the value of the variance. Finally, we have the result of the measure of variability, which is range is 50. The first quartile is 70.5. The second quartile is 79. And then the third quartile is 88. Then for the interquartile is 17.5. After that, the result of variance is 145.99. And then for standard deviation is 12.08. So, next to the last point, that is, we have to draw polygon graphic from the data. It is simple, everyone. We just click on two columns, that is column X and F of the frequency table. And then click the graphic symbol in Excel. That is. Then look for the polygon and click it. Then it becomes a polygon graphic. And then click it. Then it becomes a polygon graphics from the data. So it is simple, right? To draw a polygon in Excel. Alright everyone, finally we are at the end, so thank you for your attention. I hope everyone learns how to do this very well, and I'm sorry if I had mistakes from my explanation. Thank you very much, stay safe and healthy everyone. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.